Brooke, thank you for that very well-researched introduction. I'm glad that DLS was up late looking at all my past bills to provide you some material. I think of my relationship with Brooke as those siblings who are like a year apart and they're at the same high school. They bicker a little bit. They're pretty competitive. But they're super tight, and if you screw with one, you're messing with both. And so, as I've told her mom, my constituent many times, for you Game of Thrones fans out there, I am pledged to House Learman in the wars ahead. So I look forward to working with next year's legislator of the year on everything she's got planned. This is a really nice award and recognition to receive. When I first started running 5 years ago, at every door I went to, I talked about environmental sustainability as one of the key things that I wanted to work on, and this is sort of validation that I did something unusual for a politician. I've actually done the things I said I was going to do when I went to all those doors. And I know that a big part of the reason for this award is the Metro bill, but another bill scored by LCB this year was dealing with how our state pension fund accounts for climate risk. I actually got the idea for that bill from talking to a constituent at a door. So if you're in the final stretches of a competitive campaign, I would just say, keep going door to door. It's not only good for votes, it's really good for bill ideas when you get here. The legislature is a team sport. None of this is done by individuals. Obviously, there are a lot of legislators in the room, and you're huge parts of the team. But so are all the advocates. And all the activists and all the organizations and other stakeholders. None of these things happen without folks coming to testify, without folks meeting the 9 months a year we're not in Annapolis. The votes are important, when we get to the House floor, but there's a lot of work that goes in before that to make all this happen. I do want to briefly mention, because 3 of the bills that I introduced were scored this year, I want to mention the cross files on those. It's dangerous to mention specific names, but these were particularly important team members. My friend and mentor, Brian Feldman, who was the Senate cross file on the Metro funding bill. Chairman of the Paul Pinsky, who was the cross-file on the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative Extension Act. And Senator Guy Gazzoni, who was the cross-file on the pension bill that I mentioned. And of course, there's another type of team we all have. Those of you who are legislators know this is a weird life. So the team at home is really important, and I'm really thrilled that my wife Rebecca could be here tonight. I'm equally thrilled we had a babysitter, so that's just Rebecca and me here tonight. So this is a really great honor. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do. Maryland can't solve the globe's problems on its own, but we can certainly do our part, and we can lead the way with model legislation for other states and really countries to follow. And that's been the record here in Maryland, and I look forward to working on that these next 4 years with many of you to see what we can do next to help improve the situation that we see out there when we look across the country and around the world. So thank you again for this great honor. I really appreciate it.